that is a wrap on With or Without You. With or Without You is my first short film, and obviously it is based off true events. The process was tiring. I ran around like a chicken with my head cut off the moment my feet hit the floor to now. So my back hurts and I'm hungry. I have not even had a bite to eat. I haven't had anything to drink except for water from my flask and drips of the pint of blood, and it didn't taste good. So I'm about to feed my soul. It is done. It's finally warm outside. With or Without You was shot yesterday, and it was very intense. It was one of those projects that you're scared to put out, but it had to be done because we talk about love in many ways. And what I feel love is, I feel like love is the drug of choice. It's the reason we come home early, and it's the reason we stay up late. It is the reason we haven't seen our friend in so long. It's the reason, it's the cause for bad decisions with good intentions. I've been in love before, and you've been in love before, and we've all experienced love in an unhealthy manner. But just because we came to our senses doesn't mean everyone else will be so quick to do so. So we can't forget. We have to remember how long it took us to walk out of that situation. And we have to remember who helped us and guided us. And now that that part is done, now you can be a guide. And we'll go over it, and you guessed it, 10 steps. So step number 1, don't say I told you so. We've all done things that people advised us not to. We didn't feel so good about it, and we weren't so proud once it was over. So to tell someone, oh, I told you so, it's never good. It's not going to make them want to come to you for any other advice or anything like that. If anything, they'll hide away from you more because they know you have that mentality of, oh, I told you so. So never say I told you so. Number 2, take them back. After someone leaves an abusive relationship, they often don't have anyone to go to because their abuser has isolated them from their friends and their family. They've pretty much taken over their life, so they don't necessarily know who to call first. So don't be the person who doesn't want anything to do with them now that they are single. You don't have to rush yourself into their lives, but just take them back because they're already embarrassed. So just accept them with open arms and love them like you did before, because they're going to need it. Number 3 is very important, and it may be offensive, but I really don't care who I offend when I say this. Don't be biased. Abuse is genderless. It's not always the man who abuses the woman. The woman can abuse the man. And abuse is not just physical, it's psychological. You know, you get a person's mind, and that's how abuse can start also. So just realize abuse is not genderless. Anyone can be abusive. So don't always assume, oh, it's something he did. Don't always assume it's something she did. Look at it from both ends. Understand but don't condone. That's my motto. I understand a lot of things. Now, just because I understand it doesn't mean I condone it. But one thing that I do believe is abuse is genderless. Number 4. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Moving on to number 5. And that is to be patient. Like I said earlier, you remember how long it took for you to get out of your situation. So you can't expect someone else to just up and walk away just because you said, okay, here, I know what's going on. Now you need to walk away. It takes time. There are reasons people can't move on so fast. It could be financial reasons. It could be because of self-esteem. It could be because of children. There are many obligations that people have with each other. So you have to be patient. And the reality is, even though a person may know someone is bad for them, they just may not be ready to walk away. It sounds crazy, but it's true. There are some people who know the person is so bad for them, but they're just not ready to walk away. So be patient. Just be patient. And number 6 ties into number 5. It's not your choice. It's not up to you. Because this person may not be ready to walk away. You can physically go and remove that person, but they're just going to go right back. So it's not up to you. And really, really know who you're talking to and know what you're talking about. Okay? So yeah, that was number 6. Just realize it's not up to you. It's tough because you don't want to see the person you love being treated like this, but it's not up to you. It's just not. Number 7 ties into number 6. Lead by example. If you're in a relationship and people want you to get out of it, you can't advise someone to get out of theirs. If you're in a relationship and you are not being the best person you can be in your relationship, why would anyone listen to you? So lead by example. Don't nag a person's ear off because they're staying with someone who is less financially supportive or not faithful. If you're in a relationship and you doing everything under the sun, lead by example. That saying, what is it? Do as I say, not as I do. It doesn't apply all the time. So lead by example. Number 8. Keep your head on your shoulders because it's frustrating to watch somebody be treated away. It's frustrating when the person who you are trying to help, they was almost out the door, but then they decided to turn around. And it's frustrating when you're out with your friends and they keep on checking their phone. They got to keep checking in. Hey, we're leaving here now. You know, it's frustrating. It's annoying. But keep your head on your shoulders. Be patient. Number 9. I'm going to say it again. Remember. Don't forget. Don't forget your past. Don't judge someone for staying in a relationship that's not good for them when you yourself was in one. When I myself was in a relationship that was like, this isn't the best for me. So I can't judge someone for being in a relationship that's bad for them. I can be frustrated, I can be upset, and I can advise them if they need the advice. But overall, I have to remember, just like you have to remember, we've been there before. So we know how hard it was to, first of all, accept the fact that this isn't good. And then 2, do something about it or speak up about it. So just remember where you've been before you try to tell someone where to go. Okay. And last. This is going to sound like a contradiction, but look at it like this. Number 10 is to get involved. By getting involved, I just mean everything listed Be supportive. Visit that friend. Learn about support groups, the domestic groups, all groups actually. There is a lot of relationships that we see on a regular basis, and we don't even know what this person is going through at home. So be kind to people. Be kind to strangers. There was this lady I used to work with, and one day she came to work and her eye was black. And the entire day I wanted to say something to her, but I felt like it wasn't my place. And I didn't want to say anything to her that could trigger her partner to do the act again, but I had to get involved in some way. And what I did was simple. All I did was I wrote her a note and I said, hey, I don't know you, I don't know the situation, but I don't think you deserve that. Keep your head up and keep smiling. And that made her day. So it's little things you can do, because if you can support someone entirely, just give them a little hope. Because I don't know what happened when she went home, but at least she knew in the outside world she would be supported. Because once you get back into your cage, it's like you forget, because your abuser is constantly attacking you verbally and emotionally and physically. So when they step outside of that cage, that's why I say it's important to be kind to strangers. If someone looks a little sad, you don't have to jump to assumptions and say, he whooping your ass, ain't he? And you don't have to go up to a guy and be like, that girl, you don't need her. Don't jump to any assumptions. You make an ass out of you when you make assumptions. But just be kind to people. Let them see that the outside world is not so bad. So when they actually do get the courage to leave, they know that this world out here will be kind and warm, and it will embrace them. They will be embraced, and it'll feel as good as it feels outside right now. I'm loving this weather. I'm loving this day. Best of luck to you.